Welcome to Geopolitics Now. It's Friday, September 26th. I'm Emma Albright. Although he lacks support at home, the 89-year-old president of the Palestinian Authority, Mahmoud Abbas, is still central to the Franco-Saudi peace plan, as French political analyst Pierre Haski explains today.
Mahmoud Abbas, le président de l'autorité palestinienne. Mahmoud Abbas, the president of the Palestinian Authority, addressed the United Nations General Assembly on Thursday. A symbol of his fragile political standing, however, he did so by video conference from his office in Ramallah in the West Bank, rather than from the Grand Hall of the Glass Tower in Manhattan. The Trump administration refused to grant him a U.S. visa. This left UN officials frustrated as they debated Palestine in Manhattan without the participation of those most directly affected. Abbas is a president full of contradictions. For 2 decades, he has presided over the Palestinian Authority, the last remnant of the Oslo Accords, yet both his authority legitimacy are severely constrained. As Yasser Arafat's successor at the head of the PLO, long the embodiment of Palestinian nationalism, he finds himself sidelined by Israel's hostility to any Palestinian entity of substance and by the disillusionment of his own people, many of whom now regard him at 89 as an aging leader who failed to safeguard their rights. On top of this, corruption persists and no elections have been held in 20 years. And yet, Abbas remains central to the Franco-Saudi peace initiative.
How can we explain this choice?
Mahmoud Abbas est ce qui se In fact, he is the closest thing the Palestinians have to a semblance of legitimate leadership. It may seem surprising, but the political landscape in Palestine is nearing desolation. Fatah, the movement founded by Arafat and now led by Abbas, has been drained by 30 years of Oslo's failures and is now locked in rivalry with Hamas, which drove it out of Gaza. The October 7th, 2023 massacre in Israel further discredited Hamas in the eyes of the international community. The Franco-Saudi framework adopted at the UN excludes the Islamist group from the elections meant to determine the new Palestinian leadership. Abbas also used his speech to strongly condemn the attack. The Israeli occupation and inter-Palestinian struggles have left little room for alternative candidates. Prospective figures are either confined to civil society or imprisoned, as in the case of Mahmoud Barghouti, the most popular Palestinian leader who has been behind bars for more than 20 years.
What role can Abbas still play?
If the Franco-Saudi plan moves forward, Abbas could serve as a transitional figure, and he has stated that he is ready to do so. But Israel rejects the idea, while the United States remains cautious, as the visa incident clearly demonstrates. Instead, the Americans are pursuing a different plan, floating an unexpected name to manage the aftermath in Gaza, that of Tony Blair, the former British Prime Minister. Blair has attended meetings at the White House and met with Emmanuel Macron in Paris last week. Under the American proposal, he could lead a transitional authority in Gaza, while the Palestinian Authority would be relegated to a very limited role. This choice may seem surprising. Tony Blair was widely discredited for his support of the 2003 invasion of Iraq and later proved largely ineffective as an envoy to the Middle East. His legitimacy is virtually non-existent. Meanwhile, the tragedy in Gaza continues, with hundreds of thousands fleeing and dozens dying every day. For Palestinians, the war must first come to an end before anyone can seriously consider who will govern the ruins. Avant de penser à qui régnera sur le champ de ruines.
Geopolitics Now is a World Crunch production. Automated speech technology was used for Pierre Haski's English voice. If you like this podcast, we'd really appreciate it if you could help us out with a follow, share, and a 5-star rating on your preferred podcasting platform. For more of the best of the international press, delivered exclusively in English, visit us at worldcrunch.com.